Yeah.
Just realized it's you and me on the podcast. It's the end of the fucking podcast, though, and we didn't tell the story about. But I don't want to tell it in the post show.
My divorce.
You want to tell a story?
Do we have time for it now?
Sure, why not? We'll go a little long.
Okay, so we've teased the story about that. Blaine is part of my divorce.
Yes.
Blaine is
official capacity.
Blaine is a formal part of my divorce.
Ooh, I don't know this story.
Yeah, no one. A lot of people in the company know it. That I've shared this story because I shared my divorce story with a lot of people. But so this thing happened when I was going through my divorce when we were fighting over custody of the kids, and so we're both coming up with reasons why we should have what we're asking for on our side of the divorce. And during that whole process, lawyers will often get as much information as possible from you, and then the other lawyer might also request information from you or bring up what they'll divulge what their case is, and then you have to kind of respond to it. So I go to my lawyer one day and have a meeting, and she tells me all the stuff that she needs to get from me, and we had a good meeting, and then I left, and I got a phone call from my lawyer after I left. And on the phone call, she goes, "Oh, I forgot to ask you for something. I need you to give me all of your social media." And I was like,
"What does that mean?"
Well, she said, I need you to give me all of your social media. I was like, okay. So my brain went, what does that mean? And I went, okay, I know you can download certain social media and give it. Like I know there's a Twitter download. You can archive all of your Twitter.
Facebook has it too.
So I told her, I was like, okay, I can download my Twitter. I use Tumblr, but I don't know how to give you that. And I said, and that's about it. And I was like, I don't have a Facebook account because I deleted it when I left California. So I don't have that. And she went, "You don't have a Facebook account?" And I said, "No." And she's like, "Okay." Which I assumed she thought was odd because it's just weird not to have a Facebook account, especially this is like 3 years ago.
Wasn't she like, though, like, are you being completely honest with me right now?
She just went like, huh. And I was like, okay, go. You give me what you can and we'll be good. So then we had a meeting like just a few days later and we talked about a bunch of stuff. And then she's like, well, I need to talk about one more thing that was why I asked you about your social media. And she said, so... you say you don't have a Facebook account. I was like, no. And she's like, so because of some social media stuff that your ex found, she's under the impression that you did not move here to work at Rooster Teeth. You moved here because of a previous relationship and or want to stay here because of a relationship you're in, not because you want your kids or you want your job or anything like that. Mm-hmm. And I went,
because of a lover.
Don't know how that works. And so my brain immediately went to how often we make very amorous jokes in the office, even years ago, like funny jokes about each other and that kind of thing on Twitter. And so I explained to her that's what we did. And she's like, yeah, okay, we just need to like make a case of what's going on and we'll figure it out. And I was like, cool. So then weeks go by and I finally like have a conversation with my ex about a few things. And I decided to bring this up and I bring up like, what is going on with this accusation? So my ex tells me that she found on the internet a Facebook account that had my face and all my information. That's the basic information you could put in there. And it said I was in a relationship. Who was that in a relationship with, Gus?
Birthday boy?
So for the audio listeners, it is me.
It's Blaine. So the Facebook account said I was in a relationship with Blaine, had all these pictures of me and him and everything like that.
Just a clarification, this was clearly a fan account. It was a fan-made account.
This is how the conversation went. She said the Facebook account had all this stuff, had all this information from you, and then she's like, and then I found these stories that people wrote about you doing things to like your coworkers and, and these encounters. At this point, I was having the conversation in the parking lot here, and I was like way out behind the bungalow. And if someone was out there, they would have heard someone scream, "That's fan fiction." Like just off in the distance, someone screaming that. And so she's like, I didn't know what that is. And I saw this stuff and I was freaking out. And I thought that it was like you were like having a relationship and that's why you're doing this. I was like, I'm not fucking Blaine. And I've never have. Not going to say we never are, but
oh no.
So, I asked her, okay, so now that do you believe me that this is not the thing? And she's like, yes, I believe you. I was like, well, then tell your fucking lawyer to take it off our case, because if it's not off the case, we have to defend it.
Yeah.
Because if it's there, we have to make a defense for it.
Wow.
Weeks went by. That's not how the story ends.
Oh my God.
Weeks went by, and it got close to our court date.
Mm-hmm.
And we kept asking, have you taken this off yet? Because it's not off the case yet. We have not removed it from the documents. And they're like, yeah, he's going to do it. And my lawyer's going to do it. Leading all the way up to right before the case. And so I was left with no choice but defending myself. And I was asked by my lawyer that I had to bring Blaine to the court as a witness.
So then one day I get a text message and John's basically like, hey, kind of awkward.
I was so embarrassed.
I need you to come and testify as a character witness that we are not in a gay romance together. And I was like, good one, John. And then he was like, no. And then he laid out the story as he just told you. And so, yeah, I was
luckily
like,
for me, I was so embarrassed for it. Once I explained it, Blaine was like, hell yeah, I'll come to your court.
So then the night before the case, I'm in my closet. No, phrasing.
I'm very loud.
I'm
What from
standing
Eric?
in front of my closet looking at all my clothes. And I'm like, how do I dress that says that I'm not in a gay romance with my friend John? So I'm trying to pick the straightest clothes, but everything I have is like athletic cut, like super tight fitting. I've got a pair of pink pants, like everything's skinny fit. And I was like,
Oh my god.
John's going down. Oh no.
The story ends very sadly because
Well, no, we go to the court the next day.
The story ends very sadly because we go to the court, we show up.
I get sworn in. Everybody gets sworn in.
Well, we all get sworn in, and actually Emily McBride, our former e-commerce, she was there also to testify like what I did at the office and everything like that.
we were indeed not fucking at the office.
And so we go into the courtroom and everything like that. Everyone gets sworn and everything like that. We're up in the front, and then all the witnesses are in the back and everything like that. And up front, my lawyer brings up this part of the case and brings up that we were told this was not going to be part of the case. Is it part of the case or not?
And I'm like,
Blaine is getting so anxious. He's ready to just spill the beans at how fucking straight he is.
I
And
brought dumbbells to Exhibit A.
that is not
What does
exhibit.
that? What does that mean?
Yeah,
I don't
because gay
know.
guys don't work out.
Oh, good point. They work out more than I do, probably. Exhibit A,
What is
straight
what?
porn.
So at that point, that and only then is when her lawyer says, no, this is not part of our case. So Blaine was sadly dismissed and was not called upon to witness in my divorce.
I had to take the day off of work and everything.
Yeah.
I parked downtown. I had to pay for parking.
And expressed to me after the court that even I won and the court, the divorce ended fine, everything like that. But that Blaine was really sad that he could not testify in my divorce and was not actually part of the actual hearing.
I got sworn in. I was at the.
You did get sworn in. You were sworn into my divorce case.
Also, I feel like you brought us closer together, John.
It
Brought us
did.
closer together.
It did.
It's good times.
Don't hold hands. Careful.
Yeah. Well, the papers are done. Now I can have sex with him.
Okay.
So we're good. So that's the show, folks. John and I are going to go have birthday sex. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye.
Bye.